Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most chilling and perplexing mysteries to come out of the Hollow Street incident. We're talking about the call logs. Now, we've all seen the fragmented reports, the blurry screenshots shared online. But what's the real story behind them? Let's break down what we know so far, and trust me, it gets stranger the deeper you go. So the core of this mystery lies with the evacuees. As you know, when the mandatory evacuation order was given for the perimeter around Hollow Street, people left in a hurry. They grabbed what they could, but many left behind personal items, including their phones. When recovery teams and investigators were finally able to access these devices, they stumbled upon a pattern that sent a shiver down everyone's spine. A significant number of these phones, we're talking dozens, maybe even hundreds, had a missed call. This wasn't just any missed call. The caller ID was listed as Hollow Street. Now, let's stop right there. How is that possible? Hollow Street is a place, a geographical location. It doesn't have a phone number. It can't make a call. This immediately rules out any simple explanation like a mislabeled contact. This was something else. Was it a coordinated prank? A hacker using a sophisticated spoofing technique to create a custom caller ID? Possible, but the sheer scale of it makes that seem unlikely. And why? What would be the motive? But here's where it goes from being a strange prank to something truly unsettling. The duration of the call. On every single device that received this missed call, the duration was identical. It read, 1 hour and 13 minutes. 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 0 seconds. Not a second more, not a second less. This is the detail that has theorists and investigators completely stumped. A missed call shouldn't have a duration. A missed call is just that missed. It rings, you don't answer, it stops. The log should show 0 seconds. So what does a duration of 1 hour and 13 minutes even mean? The most common theory is that this wasn't a standard phone call. It wasn't someone dialing a number and letting it ring. Instead, it suggests a connection was somehow established and maintained for that exact length of time. But how? If the owner didn't answer, how could a connection last for over an hour? It defies the basic principles of how our telecommunication systems work. This leads us to some pretty wild hypotheses. One idea is that the phones weren't just receiving a call, but were being actively accessed. Could Hollow Street be the name of a program? A piece of malware that was remotely activated on these devices? If so, the 1 hour and 13 minutes could represent the time it took for this program to run its course. Maybe it was downloading data or uploading something to the phones. The problem with this theory is that forensic analysis of the recovered phones has so far found no trace of any unusual software or data manipulation. The phones appear completely clean, apart from this phantom call log. Let's explore another angle. What if the call wasn't digital at all? What if the call was a signal of some kind, operating on a frequency that our phones can detect but not properly interpret? The device's operating system, trying to make sense of this unknown signal, might have logged it in the only way it knew how, as a phone call. The caller ID Hollow Street could have been embedded within the signal itself, and the duration, 1 hour 13 minutes and 0 seconds, might be the exact length of time the phones were exposed to this anomalous broadcast. This would explain why it happened to so many devices in the same geographical area at the same time. It was an environmental event, not a targeted one. But what kind of signal could do this? And more importantly, what happened during that hour and 13 minutes? This is where we step firmly into the realm of speculation, but it's speculation grounded in the bizarre reality of the Hollow Street event. We know strange energy readings were detected in the area. Could this signal be related to those phenomena? Could it be the source of them? Let's think about the numbers. 1 hour and 13 minutes. 73 minutes. Does the number 73 have any significance? Or 113? In some circles, people have tried to connect it to everything from obscure historical dates to complex mathematical equations. One popular fan theory online points to biblical passages, with some interpretations of chapter and verse 113. But honestly, most of these feel like a stretch. They are attempts to impose order on something that seems to defy it entirely. The truth is, we don't know why this specific duration was recorded. It's a key, but we have no idea what lock it fits. Now, let's connect this back to the people, the evacuees. Did they experience anything unusual during the time this call was supposedly happening? Interviews are ongoing, but some preliminary accounts are trickling out, and they are interesting. Several people who were in the evacuation zone at the time reported a shared experience. They describe a period of profound quiet, where the ambient noise of the world just seemed to stop, not just quiet, but an absolute deafening silence. Others have mentioned a feeling of temporal distortion, a sense that time was slowing down or stretching out. Could this be connected? Could the 1 hour and 13-minute signal have been affecting not just the phones, but human perception itself? This brings us to the most chilling possibility of all. What if the call wasn't missed? What if, in some way we don't understand, the call was answered, not by the person, but by the device itself? Or even more frightening, what if the call was for something else entirely and our phones were just collateral damage, innocent bystanders that happened to record an event they were never meant to witness? Imagine a conversation, a transmission of data or energy, lasting for exactly 1 hour and 13 minutes, happening on a level of reality we can't perceive. And our little pocket computers, in their attempt to categorize the event, simply labeled it Missed Call, Hollow Street. Think about the implications. If something can interface with our technology in such a fundamental and inexplicable way, what else can it do? The phones were a gateway. They recorded a ghost in the machine. A ghost that has a name and a very specific, very deliberate time frame. This wasn't random noise. The identical duration across all devices proves it was a singular, controlled event. Whatever Hollow Street is, it's organized. It's precise. And it's capable of broadcasting a signal that leaves a digital footprint that shouldn't exist. We're left with so many questions. Who or what is Hollow Street? What was the purpose of this 73-minute transmission? Was it a message? A warning? A countdown? Or was it simply the byproduct of a much larger, more incomprehensible event? The recovery teams found no physical evidence. The digital forensics teams found no malware. All they found was this single, impossible entry in the call logs of dozens of phones. It's a digital breadcrumb leading us down a rabbit hole that seems to have no bottom. As the investigation into the Hollow Street incident continues, this call log remains one of the most solid pieces of evidence we have. It's a tangible anomaly in a sea of rumors and speculation. It proves that something happened. Something measurable. Something that left its mark on our world in a very specific and very strange way. The mystery of the 1 hour and 13-minute call is, in many ways, the mystery of Hollow Street itself. And solving it might just be the key to understanding everything. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. What do you think the call means? Is it a signal, a hack, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I read all of them, and your insights are a huge part of this community. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the mysteries of Hollow Street. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.